Hello, my lovelies. This is going to be our weekly shadow work. We're going to start with the conversations with our inner self. So if these resonate, talk them out loud, write them down in a journal, or breathe through the emotions that it might bring to the surface. What do we need to know? Hidden desires. What hidden desires do you have? You might have a lot of them. True to self. Do you ever feel like you're not being true to yourself? Loneliness. When do you feel lonely? Holding on. What are you holding on to that still hurts you deeply? Hidden self. What parts of yourself do you feel you have to hide at work or school? Anger trigger. What makes you angry and why does it make you angry? We're going to get one more of these. Blame. What do you often blame others for? So good questions. All right, part two is how we integrate or we find the balance. So let's see what we need to know from this side. Boundaries. How can you use your shadow self to strengthen your boundaries? Core values. What are your core values and why are these so important to you? Change. What are 5 ways that you have changed in the past 10 years? Are these mainly positive or negative? Purpose. How can your shadow self help you to understand your purpose? And defining moments. Look at your life experiences so far. What have been the defining moments or turning points? Self-discovery. What do you fear most about self-discovery? All right, we're going to get started with our shadow work. What do we need to know this week? What's hidden from us? Let's see. We're going to start with the shadow deck. Oop, I'm knocking other stuff over here. All right, what do we need to know from our shadow self? What's hidden that we need to discover? All right, the Six of Wands. So I feel like part of this is you're afraid of potentially either being in the spotlight. You might be afraid of recognition. Maybe you're kind of a wallflower. Maybe you're an introvert and you're like, I don't really want people to pay attention to me. But it's like this fear is holding you back from success. So that's something that we do need to address. There's also the potential for a new love offer coming in. I do feel like you might reject this offer simply because if you feel like you're not ready, you just, you're not ready, you're not ready. So, what can you do about that? Well, you can work through the fear. That's one of the things that you might have to address. I also feel like we have a lot of challenges that we might be going through leading up into the spring equinox. So, there might be a lot of things that we're really kind of trying to, what is the right word, spirit? It's like we're trying to almost split apart from all of the things we wish to leave behind and going towards the things we want to have in the future. I do think that there is a lot of potential for finances to improve, but there's also a lot of frustrations around work and money. I also see that we have the opportunity to travel that could be coming in. Again, there's fear and hesitation, or there's some sort of lack mentality that's holding us back. Some cycle isn't quite closed yet. I feel like it has to do with finances as well as love. I also think that we need to start sticking up for ourselves and that if we don't defend our beliefs, we're going to fall for anything, right? We're also burnt out and exhausted, so needing some time to rest and recover, letting go of these heavy burdens, and then working towards our courage. There's something new that you really do need to discover about yourself, and judgment's being called here with the high priestess. So I feel like judgment's coming in to tell you that things have to change, that it's divinely guided for these things to exit your life so new things can enter. And if you listen to your intuition, you're going to see that for what it is. We have the Empress out here in the shadow side. When she's in the shadow, she can be kind of narcissistic, somebody who's kind of neglectful, somebody who's maybe lashing out, could be struggling with things like infertility. Definitely some negative connotations with that card. We also have the Queen of Wands, so focusing on maybe your manifestations and releasing them. Don't, try and control the outcome. I feel like that could also be an issue for you. But I do think that things could be resolved in a positive way, but we need balance, right? We need equal give and take. Could be dealing with a court case, legal issue. It's in the shadow, so it's not necessarily going to go in your favor. I feel like that could also be a fear of yours, and that we have clouded judgment, and that's why judgment is actually coming in to help restore the clarity. So we're dealing with a lot of confusion. We're dealing with a lot of the unknown, and that's also creating fear, and that causes us to overthink. So it's time to release that and stop overthinking everything so darn much. All right, what is the truth? What do we need to know to help find the balance? Where is the balance this week? What do we need to know? All right, so 4 cups again. So I do think that there is an opportunity coming in that's going to take you by surprise because judgment's being called. So this is part of the metamorphosis. It's part of the transformation. Remember that the phoenix is a mythical creature that rises from the ashes, right? It's burnt to a crisp and it transforms. So going through your rebirth, this is divinely guided to get you there, and that we definitely have some communication coming in, I feel like, about work and money. You need to start planning or setting some goals for the future, but people are going to be kind of really wanting to know how you did this. When things transform, when you close out the old cycles and start something brand new, they're going to wonder. There's going to be a lot of curiosity. There might be a lot of gossip wondering how you did that. Remember that the hard work will pay off, so don't let the frustrations get you down. What else do we need to know this week? All right, King of Swords. You might need a break from a certain someone. You could have a boss that's really draining you. You could have a partner, an authority figure that's kind of cold and abrasive, so be careful. And you are overthinking this ending, but I feel like you really want out. I also think you are strong enough, but you're going to have to be brave and take action. You may also need some more shadow work, some reflection. Again, judgment's out here twice, so I feel like it's divine intervention that's causing you to go within or to cut people off. Listen to that. Your intuition's telling you what it needs. Your intuition's also telling you who's right for you and who's not. You do have the card of commitment, soulmates, love, marriage, all those things could be changing, and the Queen of Swords. So you might be in a relationship already. You could already be married to somebody, or you are trying to go towards marriage and commitment. I also feel like the Queen of Swords mixed with the Empress in the shadow is something that I would be very cautious of. She's somebody who really guards her heart. She's somebody who is very sharp tongued. She's somebody who knows what she wants. She sees all the lies and deceit coming, and you can't really pull one over on her. But she's also somebody in the right circumstances. If you can get her to let her guard down, you will see a completely different version of this person. But she has to feel safe in order to do so. All right, the devil. So we could definitely be dealing with a lot of toxicity. I feel like really feeling stuck or trapped in a situation. And I feel like that's why judgment's here, is to help end this toxic cycle. Justice is also out here. We're trying to let go of the backstabbing, the betrayal. Enough is enough, is really what it feels like in this reading. And the Page of Wands. You need to start discovering new things. I also feel like the clarity will come if you kind of shift your perspective and do other things. So maybe you don't invest so much time into the heavy burdens. Maybe you kind of let some things go, and as a result, some new opportunities will come in. Your ships are coming in. So the wait is almost over, but you're overthinking exactly when it's going to happen. That's why judgment's here. It's trying to make you realize that you have to see the writing on the wall, the illusions for what they are, the deceit for what it is, and that will allow you to create changes. It is going to take teamwork to make the dream work. So I do feel like collaborating with Source is really who you need to collaborate, as well as maybe partnerships or work as a whole. You could need to have to work well with others. We have the Knight of Cups. So there's your new love offer coming in. Gosh, I feel like some of you have been through the ringer when it comes to love. I feel like you've dealt with some really cold, abrasive people, toxicity, things that just weren't fulfilling for you, and that's about to change. Someone wants to offer you love and commitment and a promise of forever. You have a decision to make about the future. Which direction do you want to go? Do you want to stay where you are? You have the opportunity, you can, but I feel like judgment's being called and forcing you out of your comfort zone. You could be traveling, thinking about your future in a positive way, and you really want to break out of this situation. So start by shifting your perspective and see things differently. See the glass as half full and refillable instead of dark and negative, like there's no hope to save anything. Queen of Cups as well. You need to nurture what you want to grow. Find that softer side from your heart space. I feel like when this new offer comes in, you don't want to scare this person away. They could potentially be your forever person. But if you are sharp tongued and you are cold and abrasive, they may not come back right away. This could be your divine counterpart. So I do feel like we have some decisions to make. I feel like this person's making a calculated risk and a bold move that they have been planning for some time towards you. The question is, are you ready to take that leap of faith and try new things? I think judgment's being called. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.